Hi, my name's Nikki, and I'm going to be leading you through a short Vinyasa Yoga Flow class. This means that we move through the poses fairly quickly from one to the next. And so just try and do what you can today, modify where you need to, take breaks if you need to. You never want to feel any pain in a yoga class, just a nice gentle stretch, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to start here on our backs, on our mats. In Shavasana, also known as the corpse pose. So let's come to lying down. And in Shavasana, we're laying with our feet about the width of the mat apart. And just allow your feet to fall loose and open. Arms are alongside the body at about 45 degrees, and the palms are facing up to the universe. We're going to close our eyes and start to turn all our attention inward, bringing ourselves fully into the present moment, and knowing that for the next little while you have nothing to do and nowhere to go. And it's helpful to keep the mind present by focusing in on our breathing. So as we're laying here, just observing as you naturally inhale, the belly rises, the chest follows, the lungs fill. And as we exhale through the nose, noticing that the chest sinks first, the belly follows, and the body relaxes further into the mat. With every inhale, feel positive energy flow through us right to the fingertips and toes. With every exhale, releasing any stress or negativity and allowing it to melt out and away. From here, let's start to wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing awareness back to the body and working with the breath, rolling the head side to side. So let's inhale the head over to the right and a long exhale, rolling the head over to the left. Inhale back over, trying to reach the ear down to the mat. Exhaling the other way, reaching the other ear to the mat. Bringing the head to center, let's give ourselves a full body stretch. Reach the hands high over the head, reach the feet to the front of the mat. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the next exhale, let's release. You can either roll over to one side or just roll on up. And we're coming to start here in the cross-leg position, warming up the neck and shoulders. Sitting up nice and tall, let's drop the chin down to the chest. Shoulders are back and down, chest stays lifted, and feel that nice length down through the base of the neck. Rolling the right ear to the right shoulder, drop that left shoulder down, feel the left side neck lengthening. Inhale, exhale, rolling the head forward and left ear to left shoulder, holding here, lengthening the right side of the neck. And now just continuing here in these half circles, rolling the head forward, working out any final tension in the neck, breathing nice and deep. And bringing the head back to center. Moving on to the shoulders, we're going to squeeze the shoulders up high to the ears, take a deep inhale. Big exhale as we release them. And let's roll the shoulders forward. Nice big exaggerated shoulder rolls. Reversing this now, rolling the shoulders back, feel the chest open, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind. And let's release. And from here, we're just going to simply walk the hands forward, only go as far as feels comfortable. We're trying to give the back, particularly the lower back, a little release. You can relax the hands and the arms down, relax the head and allow it to hang down. And just breathe deeply into the low back as you feel it widen and stretch. Inhale as we work our way up and going sideways now. Bring the right hand under the shoulder, bending at the elbow. Inhale the left arm up, exhale, reach it across, And coming into a side waist bend here. You might find that your elbow eventually gets right down onto the floor. That's great. Just try not to lift the left hip bone up. Keep that left sit bone down on the mat. Inhale as we rise back to center, and let's go the other way. Right ear inhales, right hand inhales up to the ear, and exhale as we bend. Reaching across with that top arm, feel that long line from the outer arm down through the right rib cage into the side waist, and connecting, keeping that right sit bone connected to the mat. Inhale as we rise to center, interlace the hands behind the back, lift through the chest, lift through the chin as you inhale. Exhale, set the shoulders back and down, and if it feels good, start to pull the hands away from the torso. And let's release. We're going to roll over from here onto all fours, coming into our table pose. And here you want to align the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, and you've got some space between the hands and the knees here, coming into our cat and cow stretch. On the inhale, head goes up, sit bones go up, push the stomach down, and this is our cow. Exhale as we round into the cat, drop the head and the sit bones, pull the belly button up into the spine. Next exhale, releasing back to cow. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, push the stomach to the mat, back bend. And exhale as we round it out again, reaching the middle back high to the ceiling. One last time, inhaling up. Exhale as we round. And coming to neutral, we're going to move into hip circles. So you're just rotating the hips clockwise to begin with, but you're really exaggerating the side to side. Inhale to the right, press out, and exhale to the left. Let's go one more time. And now we're just going to reverse these circles here. Keep the core braced, push out side to side, breathing into the hips and the low back. And coming back to center, we're going to curl the toes under, lift into our first downward dog. Keep looking back at your nose, knees, or your toes. On the inhale, you want to be lifting up through the spine, reaching the sit bones high to the ceiling. And on the exhale, dropping the heels down towards the mat. Let's pedal it out here, dropping one heel down and then the other. Nice deep breaths here, breathing into the backs of the legs, the calves, the Achilles heel. And now taking it into a toe and ankle stretch. Inhale the heels up high. And exhale, press them back down. Follow through, pressing the chest forward. Inhaling again up onto the tiptoes. And exhale as we press the heels down. Let's go one final time. Inhaling up. Exhale as we lower. And from here we're going to drop down onto our knees and continue our first sequence on the floor. Starting with the gate pose, you're going to extend the right leg out to the side. You want to keep your hip in line with the knee here on the left side, and the right toes, you want to have them facing forward. Widen out if you need to. Inhale the left arm up, and exhale as we slide down this straight leg. So you should be feeling this again down through the left side waist. We're opening out the ribs, creating more space for the lungs here. And just keep sliding down as far as feels comfortable. You might find you get right down to your ankle. Inhale as we release, dropping both hands in front. Gate variation, walk the hands forward, inhale. And exhale as you sink the hips back towards your left heel. So right leg still fully extended. You should feel this through the right inner thigh. If it feels good, you can even drop right down onto the elbows. Flatten out the back. Deep breaths into that right inner thigh. Inhale as we rise back up. And we're going to drop over to the left side now. Left hand under the shoulder. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, reach it across. If this is too much, you could be using a block and you could be placing it under this left hand here. Otherwise, you're on the fingertips or possibly even all the way down onto the palm of the hand. Inhale as we rise back up, and let's switch sides. Gate pose on the left. Right hip stays in line with the right knee. Left toes are pointing forward. Inhale the right arm up to the ear and slide down that straight leg again. You're creating a C shape here with the spine. Nice long line from the top fingertips all the way down to the right side waist. Inhale to center, drop the hands in front of us, walking them forward, sinking back, buttocks to right heel. If you're not feeling it in the left inner thigh, extend that left leg out a little further and drop down onto the forearms to take it a little deeper. Deep breaths here. Again, focusing on flattening the back, and you want to keep the head neutral in all these poses, not dropping the head down or cranking it up. You want to keep the neck protected. Inhale as we rise up, and let's go the opposite way. Right hand under right shoulder, left arm reaches up and across. And again, that nice long line now from the left fingertips down to the left toes. Inhale as we rise up, and let's bring the knees in together. One more floor sequence here before we rise up, starting on the knees. And we're going to go through this twice. So to begin, the hands come by the heels. This is a spinal warm-up. Inhale, chest up. As you exhale, round yourself over the thighs, dropping the forehead down to the floor. Inhale, rounding the spine, uncurling. And reaching in front of us, we're going to move into knees, chest, chin pose. This is a little bit of a tricky one, but just try it out here. Elbows go back as if you're going into chaturanga. Hips stay lifted, and just drop down onto the chest and the chin. Elbows stay tucked. On the next inhale, scooping our way up into the up dog. Lengthening the arms, inhale the chest up, drop the hips down towards the mat. Let's take one more inhale, and exhale as we push our way back onto the knees, and repeat that sequence one more time. Inhale, hands by heels. Exhale, round the spine, drop the forehead. Inhale, uncurling. Exhale, hands towards the top of the mat. Further forward than the shoulders. Dropping into knees, chest, chin, elbows back, chin and chest down. Inhale as we scoop our way up, lifting into up dog. Reach the chest to the ceiling, lift the chin slightly, drop the hips. And then exhale, curling the toes under, coming back to our down dog. Let's take a nice full breath here in the down dog, a full body stretch, hips up high, heels down low. And to counter those back bends, let's drop onto the knees, and we're going to curl into reverse shell for a few moments. Hands back to the heels, forehead back to the floor in front of you. If this pose is too much, you could also feel free to place a block here underneath your forehead. We're just going to relax the arms and the shoulders, relax the back, drape your way over the thighs, and gently roll right to left, which helps release out the low back. Inhale our way up, and we're going to rise up, transitioning through down dog. Fingers spread wide. Inhale the hips up, push the chest forward. Exhale the heels down, and let's walk our way up to the top of the mat. Rising up, reaching up, deep cleansing breath in, and exhaling it into prayer. And now coming into our standing sequences. So we're going to start with that sun salutation. Let's just take a moment to ground ourselves in mountain pose. Feel your feet firmly planted into the mat, just slightly apart, not quite to hip distance, allowing some air to flow between the legs. Palms are facing forward, crown of the head reaching high to the ceiling. Shoulders sit back and down, belly and buttocks are tucked. And feet rooting us into the ground. You should feel the heart center open, throat center open. And let's move into our sun salutations, beginning with the hands in prayer. We're just going to do one round each side. Inhale, reach the arms up and a slight back bend. Exhale, swan diving forward. Inhale, step the right leg back, left leg back, sinking into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower it down. Inhale, cobra, squeeze the elbows and glutes. Exhale, curl the toes under to down dog. Inhale, step the right leg forward, left leg forward, reach the arms up. And exhaling to prayer. That's half a round. Let's balance out on the left. Inhale the arms up and back. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, left leg back, right leg back, sinking into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower it down. Inhale, cobra, lifting the chest. Exhale, curl the toes under to down dog. Inhale, step the left leg forward, right leg forward, reach the arms up. And exhaling into prayer. So the purpose of those sun salutations is to help bring our circulation up, create a little bit of internal heat. And then that's primed us now with the warm-up and the salutations to move into a few standing sequences. We're going to start up at the top of the mat and begin in the warrior two. So here you want to be stepping your right foot back. Left toes stay pointed to the front of the mat. Right toes are pointed to the side mat. Left heel is roughly in line with the middle of the back foot. Arms come to a T and gently gazing over the front fingertips. We want to be focused here on settling our weight in the middle so we're not leaning back or leaning forward. We want to be pushing this left knee open, feel the inner thigh, outer hip opening, and just softening the face, looking forward. Taking it from here to triangle, we're going to straighten out this front leg. Inhale, push the left rib cage forward, drop the left arm down, reach the right hand up to the ceiling, and feel free to turn to look up if it feels good. So here you want to make sure that you're not dropping the chest forward. Just keep it in line, keep the torso in line with the legs as if you're fitting through a crack in the door. And if you feel you can start to take it deeper, slide this left hand down the left leg. You should be feeling this through the left inner thigh, right outer hip and side waist. Taking it from here to reverse triangle for a bit of a spinal twist. Inhale, exhale the right hand down onto this left leg and inhale the left arm up behind you. Feel the spine twisting, rotating, nice back stretch. Last inhale, exhale the left hand down and inhale the right hand back up. Rising up, bending the front leg back to warrior two, we're going to work our way down. Windmill the hands down, we're dropping into a low lunge, right knee comes down. So in the low lunge, it is super important that this knee is far enough back. You want the knee always to either be above or behind the ankle. If you're in a lunge and your knee is going past the ankle like this, all the pressure is in the knee. Very important to shift this left heel forward and then sink forward. So you want to be feeling the stretch through this front right hip flexor area. A few options. You can keep your hands on the thighs, this protects the low back. Or you could take it into prayer if you have any shoulder issues. Full pose would be reaching the arms up to the ears, inhaling the chest up, exhaling, settle the shoulders down and sink the hips further forward. Nice deep hip flexor. If you try the arms up and it's too much, just come into any of the other arm variations, back to prayer or back to the leg. Taking it from here into the lizard. Both hands come to the inside of this left foot and then start to flatten out the back. Sink that right hip further forward and now you can transfer some of the weight onto the hands rather than keeping it all in the legs. This is the first step. If you feel you can take it deeper, start to work your way down onto the forearms. Outer forearm's the easier one to start with. If you try this and it's too much, just simply rise back up onto your hands here. And what you want to focus on is pulling this left knee in nice and close to the left shoulder and trying to flatten out the back. So wherever you're at today, you want to be feeling this still through the hip flexor in the right and through the whole outer hip on the left. Taking it from lizard, we're going to move into half a flow. So if you were down, rise up, hands to either side of the front foot. Curl the right toes under, step it back into plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Lower it down, inhale, cobra, and exhale, curl the toes under to down dog. Let's take a couple nice deep breaths here, resetting in the down dog, chest forward. Keep looking back at toes. Next inhale, walking our way back to the top of the mat. Rising up, reaching the arms up. Inhale and exhaling into prayer. Changing over to the left side, starting with our warrior two, and this time left leg steps open. Right toes stay to the front of the mat, left toes face side mat, right heel roughly in line with the middle back foot. Arms to a T. If you're not feeling anything here, just widen out the feet a little bit. And then pushing this right knee open, gazing over the front fingertips, squeeze the shoulder blades together, settle the shoulders down. Let's take it from here into our triangle, straightening the front leg, push the right rib cage forward, drop the right hand down, reach the left hand up. You might even hear a little crack to the right hip there. That's a good thing, it's just releasing. And with every exhale, slide further down this right leg. If possible, breathing now into the left side waist, the right inner thigh. One more inhale, and let's reverse it. Exhale the left hand down. Inhale the right hand up behind us, turning to look up towards it if you're able. Bit of a balance challenge here. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left hand back to our triangle. And let's rise up back to the warrior two. Moving down, windmill the hands. Drop this left knee down to our low lunge pose. And again, very important, checking in on this front leg. If you need to, shift your heel further forward, knee either above or behind the ankle. Choose your variation for the hands. If you're doing the full pose, inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink the hips forward and putting all the breath now into this front left hip flexor. Again, if this is too much on the shoulders, hands to prayer, or too much on the low back, hands to the front leg. Taking it deeper now, transitioning to our lizard. Let's bring both hands to the inside of this right foot. Again, you could be using a block here and placing your hands on the block. Or coming further down, if you're going to take it deeper, working down onto the forearms, outer forearm first. And just checking in now, is this side feeling any tighter or looser than the other one? Focus again on drawing this right knee in nice and close to the right shoulder. It should be touching, right knee should be touching right arm. Back should be nice and flat. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Breathe into the left front hip flexor and the right outer hip. And from here, let's shift into half a flow, rising up onto the hands, hands to either side of the front foot. Curl the left toes under, step the right foot back into plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Lower it down, inhale, cobra, and exhale, curl the toes under to down dog. Again, a nice reset here in this full body stretch, taking some nice deep breaths. Nice long spine, breathe down the backs of the legs. And from here, walking our way back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhaling, hands to prayer. We have one more short standing series, and this will involve a little bit more of a balance, couple of balance poses. So again, not to worry if you fall over in the balance, just give it another try. This is a chair series, so I'm going to demonstrate from the front and the side. For chair, you want to open your feet out to hip distance apart, and then you want to sit back as if there's a chair behind you. So the knees should be further back than the toes, buttocks pressing back and down. Inhale the arms up, exhale as you lower. So you should be feeling the back engaging here. And we're going to take it into a couple of variations. First one is the side twist. So inhale, reach up, give the legs a break. Exhale, sink back down, hands to prayer. Let's twist. Left elbow to the outer right thigh, right elbow up towards the ceiling. And if you like, turn to look up towards the ceiling too. Inhale as we reach up, lengthen the legs. Exhale, sitting back to chair, hands to prayer, twisting the opposite direction. Right elbow to outer left thigh, left elbow to ceiling. Inhale as we rise back up, lengthen the legs. Exhale, sinking down. In this variation, we're interlacing the hands behind the back, sinking down. Folding a little bit forward, torso can land on the thighs, reach the hands up and towards the top of the head if it feels good. If this is too much, simply rise back up to regular chair. Release the arms, inhale, reach up. And our final one here is now the half chair balance. So you can begin with the hands in prayer. Soften this left knee as if you're going to go back into your chair. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh and drop back. All the weight in the left heel, and you should be feeling this stretch to the right outer hip. If you feel you've got your balance, just focus on a point on the floor in front of you that's still. Reach the arms up, engaging the back, and possibly sink a little lower. Inhale to release. Let's give the legs a shake. And half chair on the opposite side. Starting with the hands in prayer, bend the knees to begin, soften them. Weight in the right heel, left ankle over right thigh. When you have your balance, slowly sink deeper and possibly reach the arms up towards the ears. Inhale as you reach the arms up. Exhale as you possibly sink deeper into your half chair balance. And let's release, giving the arms and legs a little shake. From here, we're going to be working our way down onto the ground. So transitioning, using the standing forward bend. Feet slightly apart, not quite to hip distance. Inhale the arms up, long torso, long arms. Exhale, hinge from the hips, keeping a perfectly flat back. As soon as the hamstrings start to tug, float the hands down. Now you may be up on the thighs, that's fine. You may be down on the shins. But what you don't want to do is round the shoulders and reach the floor, because anybody can do that. You want to be keeping the back perfectly flat to maximize the stretch to the backs of the legs. You're leading with the belly button first, shoulders last. Let's take it from here into half a flow. Soften the knees, hands down on the mat. Step it back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower it down. Inhale, cobra. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chest. And exhale, curl the toes under to down dog. Final down dog here. Nice full breath in and out through the nose. And let's come down onto the knees and come to sit down on our mats. Now that we're down, let's ground ourselves through the butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together. You can either hold onto your ankles, keep the heels further away, that's a little easier, Or if you need a bit more of a stretch, pull the heels in closer, interlace the hands under the feet. And here we want to focus on lifting up through the crown of the head and the chest. Back nice and long and straight. Again, our shoulders are back and down, and then let's focus on opening the hips and inner thighs by pressing the knees down towards the mat. You want the pelvis to be rolling forward again. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, shoulders down, knees down. Let's take one final inhale. Exhale to release, extending the legs out in front of us, shifting into a seated forward bend, and we're going to be going forward and back twice from seated forward bend to reverse plank. So heels are pressing out, feet are flexed to fully open the backs of the legs. Inhale the arms up, back long, and exhale, hinge from the hips. Now you might find that the hamstrings have been loosened up by this point in the class. That's great, but again, from the side view, we don't want to be rounding the back to reach the feet. You want to keep the back flat, squeeze the shoulders back and down, and only go as far as you can with a flat back. Shifting into reverse plank. Inhale up, hands come behind, fingers pointing towards the buttocks. And now you want to point the toes, lift through the hips, and drop the head back. So a bit of a power pose, brace the core, but you should be feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders and the front of the forearms. Exhale as we lower down. Let's repeat. Inhale, exhale, seated forward bend. Nice deep breaths, push out through the heels. Inhale to rise, hands behind, point the toes, lift the hips into reverse plank. Breathe into the forearms and shoulders. And let's release down. Final pose here is called the back bound pose. Simply staying cross-legged. I'll spin around. You're just clasping the opposite elbows with your hands. We're going to hold this way for a few seconds and then just simply reversing the clasp to the opposite way. So again, now opening out the chest and a further stretch into these forearms. We shorten them all day long, holding phones, typing on computers, chopping vegetables, driving. It's always good to counter that and stretch out those forearms. Last inhale, exhale to release, coming to lay down on our backs on our mats. Shifting into a short cool down here. Let's ground again by giving ourselves a full body stretch. Reach the hands above the head, reach the feet to the front of the mat. Deep inhale, nice long torso. Fill the belly and the lungs. And exhale to release. So we're going to move into the shoulder stand. If you have not done this before, you might want to have somebody with you just to help supervise. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, the alternative is legs up the wall pose. So if you're moving into legs up the wall, you would just shift your way over to a wall. You would bring your buttocks right up towards the wall. Lay down and place your feet up. And the purpose behind this is you're still bringing circulation out from the feet and up towards the legs, the counter of what we do all day long. If you're able to do the full shoulder stand, you want to bend at the knees, use the hands on the mat to swing your way up, place your hands at the lower back, reach the feet to the ceiling, and then to take it deeper, start to tuck the elbows in a little closer and work the hands higher up the back. Super important in shoulder stretch, shoulder stand, to never turn the head left or right. Keep the head perfectly straight. Lift the chest up towards the chin. Keep reaching the feet high to the ceiling. Let's hold here for one more inhale. Exhale, gently bending the knees, slowly rolling the hips down and bringing the feet back down on the mat. Let's take a moment for everything to settle. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, just with the knees bent, relaxing the torso, relaxing the shoulders. And now hugging the knees up into the chest, reverse shell, wrap your arms around the legs, forehead up to meet the knees, deep inhale. Exhale the head down and gently rocking right to left. Massaging out the back muscles now, stimulating all the nerve endings down through the spine. And ending with reclined twist. Our feet, legs are already in position. Arms come to a T, dropping both knees to the right side until they come all the way down onto the floor, and then gently turning to look over the left arm. The key in the reclined twist is to completely relax the body down now. Let it sink into the floor, let gravity overtake, and feel that nice stretch through the left side of the back. Inhale the knees back to center, and exhale, dropping both legs to the front now, to the left, and then turning to look over the right arm. Once again, you might notice that one side is a little tighter or looser than the other. Just cultivating that mind-body awareness, taking note of how the body feels. Completely surrendering to this pose with every exhale. Inhale the knees back to center and lower the legs down into our final Shavasana or corpse pose. As we were in the beginning, feet open to about the width of the mat apart. Arms come alongside the body at about 45 degrees, palms up, tuck the shoulder blades under, completely relax the legs, the torso, and the arms. Moving up, you want to close the eyes, perhaps tuck the chin slightly to release the back of the neck. And keeping the mind present, if it starts to wander away here, don't judge, simply see where it goes and bring it back to the present by focusing on the breath. Inhaling, belly rises, chest follows, heart center opens. Exhaling, chest sinks, belly follows, body relaxes further into the mat. Feel free to stay in this position for as long as you like. Otherwise, we're going to wiggle the fingers and toes, coming back to the body, taking deeper breaths, moving the head around, and bringing the knees up, rolling over to one side for a moment, pushing our way up and coming to sit back up in the cross-leg position. Let's thank ourselves for the time we've given our mind and our bodies. And if we could all together take in a deep inhale, draw in all the positive energy from the room, and exhale it into prayer. Namaste.